What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another quick clip of Welcome to the Franchise here. Just want to tap into a little bit of the conversations from the aftermath and the fallout of, the NBA All-Star Weekend. People still upset about it, up in arms about, how terrible it was, how trash it was. So just want to, spit another quick clip real quick with some takes. And just going in about PK Subban, who I believe used to play in the NHL, and he shared his thoughts on it because the NHL does something a little bit different, and that's the idea that everyone's been talking about for the NBA, how the NHL has been doing this. So I'm just gonna tap into that real quick. So I'll start off by saying this, right? So the dude PK Subban, I think that's how you say his name. He was definitely spitting some facts about how the competitive mentality, I'll say, the competitive mindset, has really fallen off when it comes to the NBA as a whole, and definitely the NBA All-Star Weekend as a whole since Kobe's retirement there. Um, excuse me. With the way that the NHL has been doing things for they All-Star Weekend, with I think it's called the Four Nations or something like that. I know that what they recently had, it was the U.S. versus Canada, and the games looked really intense, really exciting. A lot of people were really excited to watch it, and it was intriguing to them. And they got odds that normally wouldn't watch hockey to tune in and watch the game because, it was a lot of competitive pride on the line. You had fighting in there. You had, all kind of stories and everything, backstories, but it also you got just a lot of excitement and everything around the game, leading up to the game, and even when they actually play the game and what's going on the ice was entertainment. And then what Saban was saying, I like what he was saying and kind of challenging the thought of, what are these dudes really playing for? He was talking about how in the NHL, these dudes are playing for a lot of pride. They play for the name on their back, but more importantly, they play for their country and where they from, and they city and where they from and how they play the game. They take a lot of pride in respecting the game and also building a big influence on the game for the present and later on down the line to inspire others behind them. And also with that same inspiration and ambition from, I guess, the players before them and everything. And I agree with him. I agree with him with that, with challenging the thought. Like, what are y'all dudes really playing for? Like, because at one point it seemed like you had a group of players, and you had an era in the NBA where they were playing like that. I'm talking about what I previously just said, what, PK Saban's thoughts on the hockey players in the league that take pride in playing the game and everything throughout the whole season, and especially during that All-Star Weekend with this Four Nation shit. But I agree with him there. Like, what are these dudes really playing for? And everyone's talking about this. Yeah, the NBA should do 4 teams from the different nations. I already said in a previous video, putting it out at them. No, go back to just 2 teams, the foreigners versus the U.S. if you want to do that, if you don't want to do East versus West. The way that's looking anyway, when you do East versus West, most of the motherfuckers that's foreigners on the West Coast anyway. Most of the motherfuckers that's from the U.S. are on the East Coast. So kind of the same shit. So they should just do that instead of that 14 round robin bullshit. But back to the main question here, which is a great challenging thought, is like, what are these players really playing for? Are you playing for your name? Are these dudes even playing for their name anymore? Are you playing for respect in the league from your peers as a competitor? Not respect and cool points from in the league from your peers. It's like, yeah, we're gonna click up together. You beat me or I beat you and everything like that. So come over here. Like, no, as competitors, like, no, I like going against you. I'm going to beat you, and I want you to know that I'm going to beat you and your squad every year. Is it carrying a city and a culture on your back for a championship? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that even exist anymore in their mindset? I don't think so. Clearly, you don't really see that as much anymore from a lot of players. Like, you see the passion and the fire that they want to, and they using their talent. They want to, they want to bust niggas' ass out there in the court. They want to go back and forth. They want to drop 30. They want to get triple doubles. They want to hit 10 threes in one fucking game. Yeah, you see that shit. But I'm talking about as far as like carrying a city and a culture, for your squad when you're the first person there or the second person there, and you're building a culture with other players that are getting drafted or signed there, traded there. And like, yo, this is the standard. This is the culture we're gonna set. This is the type of team we want to be, and we're gonna put it on our backs and on our shoulders to bring a championship to this city. Do you see a lot of that? I'm not too sure about that. Not a lot of loyalty from the players, but at the same time, there's been instances where you've seen disrespect and probably not that much loyalty from the owners too. There's bunches of stories like that, so I could kind of understand that. But still, like, what are they really playing for, or are they really just playing for, are they really just playing for a bag, just for a check? And the bag kind of got them fucked up and spoiled, got the mindset all fucked up there. When you just playing for the bag and they giving, I was saying this previously before, when you giving these dudes a big bag or a big deal, like they don't won the Western Conference Championship, or they're like they made 10 All-Star games in a row, or they've been the league scoring champ for 3 years in a row. When you're paying them like that and they ain't do shit yet, and then they sit out for 50% of the fucking season, it got their mindset fucked up. Like, I don't really have to be that great today or every season. I don't really have to do shit. Like, they already pay me like I'm great, so I can just do whatever the fuck I want. And then when shit don't go my way in the first round or the second round, it's just like, all right, whatever, I want to trade or I want out of here. Or it's just like, well, I got my money, so fuck it. I'm feeling a little hurt now. I'm going to chill next season and shit, because fuck all that shit. I'm not doing the most, so I'm not going to play these many games. I already got my bag. So that kind of got them fucked up also. On top of the fact that something I said before as well is I don't think these dudes I don't think these dudes care as much about their competitive brand on the court anymore. Like, yeah, there's a lot of talented dudes out there. Everybody could shoot. Everybody could, not everybody, but most players could get a bucket if they can. Most dudes got to get the gap, which is getting a bucket. Most dudes could shoot the three. Most dudes is mad athletic, could jump out the gym, all that shit or whatever. But it's like, who got the real competitive pride in it and wants to carry that competitive brand with their name on the court? Like, yo, I'm shitting on everybody out here. I challenge I challenge the mindset of that with that question. Is it really just about a bag? Because it got them a little fucked up. And it's like, what's the mindset of the new age NBA player now, or the new age NBA star or superstar now, right? And to follow that, I'm just gonna bring up what I seen in a clip from Coach Pitino with St. John's. He was challenging his players, saying shit like, yeah, you got a soft mindset, and how were you guys raised that, you have such a weak mindset when shit goes wrong and everything like that. Like, how y'all raised like this, that you miss a shot and you get down and you can't go through the adversity. Your whole life is adversity. Your whole life is overcoming these things to be great. And I'm just like, damn, yo, that was some real shit right there. And it's like, it had me thinking about this subject where it's like, is there any coaching like that going on a college level in basketball to prepare these dudes for the next level if they really want to be in the NBA and be professionals in the NBA and stay in the NBA? I'm not just talking about being a star or a superstar. I'm just talking about being a professional basketball player in the NBA, because a lot of these dudes that are in the league and they're staying on teams, or their services are being sought after in trades or free agency, a lot of them dudes be undrafted or low round. You forget about them, or they played overseas and they find a way to be a professional because maybe they were a sophomore or junior in college, and everybody wants to draft the one and done niggas, or the niggas that's high schoolers, or niggas that's still 18, 19 and shit. But when you're too old and you're a sophomore, junior, or senior, and you're like 23, 24 years old, oh yeah, it's over. His athletic peak is a wrap. And basketball of all sports, this is crazy to me. But the thing is, they had the maturity, they got the wherewithal, and they been through adversity, being passed over. And niggas say, you're not good enough to go lotto. You're not even good enough to be recruited. You're not good enough in high school. They went through all those adversities and still went to overcome. That's why you see them as good role players, hitting threes, getting minutes. They could average a 16. They could be a part of a championship team or perennial playoff team and shit and stay on the roster. Whereas some of these dudes, they come out one and done and shit. And I said it before, they wash out and they ain't shit for real. You don't know what the fuck happened to them. or they don't want to play. They have no competitive brand, no competitive pride, and being like, I want to be great, make it to the next level, instead of just being a nigga that get passed around as part of a trade package, and I'm just averaging 48 minutes on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck is that shit about? But with that thing with Coach Pitino, I like that. Is there any coaching like that still going on? I'm sure there is, but is there more of that going on the college level to prepare these dudes for the next level in the NBA for real, to be good or to be great? And is there any of that coaching, which I highly doubt? Is there any of that coach? There's probably about like maybe 4 coaches in the league. Because what I'm about to ask is there any coaching going on like that even in the league, in the NBA? Nah, I don't think so. But also you're hearing some chatter to who to put the blame on. A lot of shit was going on LeBron's shoulders, and I'm just like, in the way they were talking about it, I can't really agree with that. He didn't do the dunk contest. He ain't playing this year's All-Star game. He fucked with the All-Star game. I can't say that shit. Just like I said in the previous video, all the All-Star games I've seen LeBron played in, besides maybe the last couple, he's always played hard. He's always been competitive. He's always tried to really put on, and for the game, and put on a show for the All-Star game. As far as the dunk contest, like, at this point, who fucking cares? It's like 20 years later. And then after that, it is something to at least just kind of think about or maybe question. Could it be LeBron's fault? Maybe a little bit, And like I said, not because of the All-Star game, but maybe because of, the loading up on stacked teams all the time and always trying to finesse, finesse your way into positioning yourself to be a championship team or getting a championship all the time. Could that kind of be the fault here and everything like that? You're always trying to load up on a stacked team or load up a stacked roster, an already stacked roster, and then finessing the league into that, where you always he always got to try and get a chip, which then after that inspired the other players in his era, and in his generation, to start doing the clicking up, team to team. All right, this nigga LeBron always loading up with a stacked team or stacked roster. He always having niggas click up to play with him. We got to click up here and there. Then we got to click up here and there. Then if this don't work out, let me get a trade here. The clicking up team to team. I'm too overweight. I'm too hurt. Get me out of here. James Harden type shit. Forcing their way out, doing a little dumb shit like that. So it's kind of like a trickle effect, right? So when you see that happening, who are the elders and they're the superstars, and the people that the younger players have been looking up to be great, right? Do the younger players see that and start being like, well, I don't really believe it's a fair setup for me or wherever I'm gonna play at or get drafted to for real parity, for a real chance to win. So I might as well just be nice as hell, show off my talent, go crazy for 2 to 3 years, and then get hurt or be like, I don't want to play no more. I need the rest and shit, because, this nigga LeBron and Steph and them and KD and them, they always going to do what they do, and it's going to basically just be the same four or five teams at the top, and we just going to be here like, I might as well just get my bag, be nice, be known for being nice, dropping numbers, doing my thing, and get my bag. And if I want to chill, I can fucking chill until maybe I have an opportunity to click up with who I want to click up with, and just get some championships. Could it be that? Could the younger, the younger generation see that already and be like, yo, it's a setup. It's a finesse and a setup for them niggas. But in the meantime, I'm going to bust niggas' ass and get my bag, and I don't have to play a full season. I don't give a fuck. Could it be that? Because you can't just put it all on these kids that, they got a soft mindset or this, that. You can't put that on them, because some of these new young niggas out here do not have a soft mindset. But maybe they got a different mindset where they see things a little bit clear. They see how it's set up, and they like, hey, yo, fuck this shit. I just want to ball, be nice, do my shit, get numbers and get my bag. Maybe they see that. And maybe they also see, could also the blame be the league, positioning who they want to advance, with silver and the TV deals for the markets to grab ratings for a dying product. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that first it was the analytics and the load management some years back, where it's like, yeah, shoot more threes. Yeah, that has fucked shit up. So it got all these motherfuckers in here that's not natural 3-point shooters, they're just natural scorers, and they should be continue to work on their dribble game to do both and be scores in the mid-range and going in the paint also and still shooting threes. but they just chucking up threes, so everyone thinks they're a 3-point shooter. At one point, there used to be just like 2 or 3 role players that's they were known for. They could take 6 threes a game, and they would make between 3 and 5 of them every game. But now everyone's a 3-point shooter, a sharp shooter, or a sniper, right? So you got that, which is part of the dying product, right? The load management was contributed, but now you got this is like, okay, you got Adam Silver, is he finessing and shit? People saying it's conspiracy and all that, and it's like, no, Adam Silver wanted this Luka deal to go down because this, that, and the third, and they want all these other deals to go down because could it be that? Some motherfuckers might be on to something there. They might be. Some of the stuff I've been seeing out there on the internet, some tweets, this and that, they might be on to something there. But could it be that because it's a dying product? The TV deals for the markets so they could grab ratings. So you got to have the crazy, trades and all of that shit. Is there any type of change that might be on the way? Like, is there more parity that's needed? Or, is it more players' mindsets need to be pressed with more pride and not just about the paper? What could it be about? You know what I mean? Do they need to be more, does Silver need to press them more, or whoever, the media or whoever, and other players in the league, young or old, the ones on the way out, but young or old are the other players also that need to press each other on being like, yo, is this about your competitive pride? Is you really the best? You really willing to say that? Should I pull your card for that? Or is it just about the paper? I don't know. But we should see. It should be interesting. Hopefully shit gets more interesting this all season and more seasons to come, because some shit definitely got to change. And I'm not saying all basketball that's been played out here recently has been trash. I've caught a few games that have been entertaining. I just caught another good game with the Rockets and the T-Wolves last night that went back and forth, 15 lead changes, not big margins by like 20 and 10 points. I love games like that and shit. And they weren't just shooting a bunch of threes the whole fucking night, both teams. You know what I mean? They have an identity, both of those teams. So, but that's going to wrap this up here for me with a quick clip with Welcome to the Franchise. Hey, y'all out there, be easy.